Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. Warm greetings to you all students. Welcome to our today's online class. Okay, so till now I have completed till chapter 10, isn't it? So today we are going to study about chapter 11 called functions. Okay, so last chapter I have completed, but I didn't mark question answers for the chapter 10. Students, we have not enough time to complete the portion, so please, so after completion of this chapter I'll mark question answers for chapter 10 also. Okay, so those who are having guide, please study from guide. Okay, so first all of you take your computer textbooks in your hand. So what do you mean by functions? Okay, so functions are nothing but smaller blocks of the program. Okay, so functions are nothing but it is a small blocks of the program. What do you mean by smaller blocks? For example, consider one example. Take a program. A program will contain nearly 200 lines. Okay, a program will contain nearly 200 lines. Okay, so you are feeling very tough to study that program. Okay, so or else you are feeling very tough to type that program. Okay, so what you are going to do means, so you are splitting that 200 lines program into a 10 lines. Okay, based on your wish you are splitting that 200 lines program into a 10 lines. Okay, so totally how many blocks will be there? First consider first 10 line as a one block, the next 10 line as a next block. Similarly, how many blocks you will get? Totally you will get nearly 20 blocks, isn't it? So each the 10 lines will be dependent on one another, isn't it? So same concept only here also. A large program is there. That large program you are going to split into a smaller sub program. Understood? So that smaller sub programs we are called as a functions. Understood? That means the first 10 lines is one function, then second 10 line is another one function. Understood? So each that sub programs we are calling as a what? Functions. Okay, so this each functions will have certain tasks. For example, first 10 lines is used to add two numbers, the next 10 lines is used to subtract 10 numbers. Likewise, each functions will have some separate tasks. Okay, so what's the main use of this function means, using this function you can reduce the size of the program. Okay, what do you mean by size? What do you mean by size? For example, 200 lines of a program means, so it will took nearly 200 lines, or so size will become 200 lines. The same 200 lines you are reducing into 20 lines. That is means first 20 lines become first block. So the 200 lines is reduced into first 20 line. Okay, so likewise the size of the program will get reduced. Okay, and also using this concept you can easily understand. So if you are going to study one paragraph question means, so you are, for example, you are going to study one paragraph question. That paragraph will contain nearly 100 lines. Okay, so you are feeling very tough to study that 100 lines. So what you will do means, first you are going to split as a smaller paragraph. So first paragraph will contain 10 lines, next paragraph will contain 10 lines. Similarly, each whole paragraph you have divided into 10 lines and you are making a whole paragraph. Okay, so likewise you are splitting, no, that one if you are splitting like that means it will reduce the stress for you. So easily you can able to understand, easily you can able to study. Same thing here also, by using that function you can able to reduce the size and complexity of the program. Okay, so by using that concept it is very easy to test and check for errors. Okay, so 200 lines of program is there means it is very tough task to type, and you need to find where the error is there like that. Okay, but you are splitting into a blocks, it is very easy to check the errors. Understand? Okay, so this kind of functions are available by default also. Okay, while you are installing software itself, this kind of functions will be available. Okay, so that types of functions we are called as built-in functions. Okay, so totally there are two types of functions are there, built-in function as well as user-defined function. Okay, so built-in function means already predefined. That means once you are installing the software itself, particular functions will be predefined. So that we are called as a built-in functions or default. Okay, so that built-in functions you can't able to make any changes or modify any changes. Understood? Next one is user defined function. Okay, name itself having user defined. So who is creating the function there? User. A particular user is based on that user wish, the user is creating function. That one we are called as which function? User defined function. Understood? Okay. So next one is that's a two type of functions they have written. So functions that is already predefined. Once you are installing the software itself, already predefined inside the software. That is called which function? Built-in. That is C++. Now you are studying while you are installing C++ itself. That standard library will contain lot of function. That is called which function? Built-in function. Okay. User-defined function means a particular function is created by users. Understood? Okay. So what's the need for function? Why we are using the function? Okay. So already I said using the function you can able to reduce the size as well as complexity of the program. Okay. So the main program they have divided into a small sub programs. Okay. How we are going to access the sub program means by calling the standard library. Okay, that means you have written nearly 20 or 30 sub programs. You are going to access that sub programs using some functions. Okay, so for first function, need for function is the first concept is divide and conquer. Okay, what do you mean by divide and conquer? Okay, name itself having dividing and conquering. Okay, so what's the concept of divide and conquer means? Same example. 200 lines, you are splitting into a 10 lines or 20 lines, 10 paragraph. Likewise, 200 lines of a program, you are splitting in a smaller blocks. Okay, so complicated programs are you are dividing into a smaller sub programs called what? Functions. Okay, so that is called divide and conquer. Okay, so using this divide and conquer, a programmer can easily find whether which place error will be there. Okay, so no need to check all the things individually. So no need to check the full program again. That full program contain 200 lines. So that full program no need to check again and again. So instead of that, you can able to find which module the error will be there. Okay, so same program, the different many programmers can able to work. For example, consider one project. Okay, the project will contain nearly 5 modules. That means entire project they have divided into 5 modules. So first module is will work with first person, second module will be worked by second person. Similarly, fifth, like 5 modules are worked by 5 different persons. That only here also they are giving many programmers can work on different. Understood? Okay, this is the concept of divide and conquer. Okay, so next method is reusability. Okay, so what's the meaning of reuse? The name is reusability. Again and again you are going to use. Okay, so likewise if you are splitting the program, the same number of lines you need to use the some other places also. Okay, you are going to use the same number of lines in some other places also. At that time, you no need to write the same lines again and again. Okay, so what you need to do means you should simply call the function. So for example, you are dividing the program into a 20 modules. Each module will have some function names or module names. Okay, so in which place you need that name, that place which place you need that functions, that place you are going to call the name of the module or call the name of the function. Understood? So that is called reusability. Okay, so same code you are going to eliminating the same steps as repeated again and again. To eliminating that one, you are going to call the function. Okay, so multiple time the same input, that means same lines, you are going to use multiple number of lines. That is called what? Reusability. Understood? Yes. So next one is types of functions. Okay, so already you have studied about 2 types of functions. What are they? Predefined or built-in function or user-defined function. Okay, so what do you mean by predefined? Already I said. Okay, so each function will have certain tasks. For example, you have written one program for adding 2 numbers means what's the task of the program? The program will add 2 numbers. Okay, so if you are writing some program for adding 15 numbers means what's the task of the program? The program will add 15 numbers, isn't it? Likewise, each and every functions will have separate functions. Okay, already separate task, each and every function will have separate task. That is predefined. Already once you are installing the software itself, already predefined. Okay, so based on your wish, which place the particular function is needed, that place you can able to use the function. Okay, so all these predefined functions are grouped in a header file. Understood? So already you have studied about the header files. Which header file? Hash include iostream and hash include conio.h, isn't it? What's the use of hash include iostream? All the input and output things will be coming under which header file? Hash include iostream and set w of such like manipulators will come under conio.h. This and all predefined. Okay, so likewise lot of functions or lot of modules will be there. All these modules or functions are predefined and they have grouped together into a one header file. Understood what do you mean by predefined function? Okay, so such a predefined functions we are calling other name as built-in function. Important question. Okay, one more question. What's the other name of predefined function? Okay, so what's the other name of predefined function? Built-in functions. Okay, so this is predefined. So next one is user defined function. Okay, so this is already functions is there. So based on your wish, you are going to call the header file and using the function. Okay, next one is user defined means name itself having user defined. Okay, name itself having user defined. Okay, so the based on the user wish, this program will allow or this program will give a chance to the user to define their own functions also. Okay, so already predefined means already they have predefined and written inside the header file, but user defined means based on the user needs they have described. Based on the user needs, their user requirement, they are grouping into a one module or they are going to write their functions as per their wish. So that type of functions are called which type function? User defined function. Understood? Okay. So next one is C++ header files and built-in functions. Okay, next you are going to study about each header files and under the header file how many types of functions are there. Okay, so what do you mean by header file? So the header file will contain lot of function definitions. Okay, or library. What do you mean by library normally? So library will contain collection of lot of books. So you can refer lot of things from the library. Like similarly, header file will also provide lot of function definitions. Like a library, they provide lot of function definitions. Okay, based on your wish, you can able to use the function definitions from the library or from the header file. Okay, so how you are going to identify the header file means each header file is identified by their extension .h. Understood? So each header file is identified by the extension .h. So already you have studied hash include iostream.h, conio.h. Likewise, each and every header file is identified by the extension .h. Okay, but so each and every header file will contain lot of functions. Understood? Each and every header file will contain lot of functions. Understood? For example, they are telling, so stdio.h, that is this header file contain predefined standard input output functions. Okay, so what's the use of stdio.h? Standard input output. Okay, so what are the inputs you are giving to the computer and what are the inputs you are outputs you are getting from the program? All the inputs and outputs, standard inputs and outputs are coming under which header file? stdio.h. That is the standard input and output functions. Understood? So listen. So what's the use of standard input and stdio.h? What's the full form for stdio.h? Standard input output. Okay. So some of the functions are defined under stdio.h. This is very, very important, this chapter. Functions and what are the functions will be coming under each heading is very, very important. Okay. So what are the predefined functions will be available under stdio.h means this one. Get character of, put character of, gets of, puts of. Okay. So what are the functions will be coming under this stdio.h? Get char of, then put char of, gets off, puts off. Okay, all the input and output operations will be coming under which header file? stdio.h. Understood? Okay, so first one is, listen, get char of and put char of functions. Okay, so this is all predefined, that is already defined. Once you are installing the software itself, already it was defined. Okay, already you have defined. Once you are installing the software itself, already it is installed, that is already defined inside the software itself. Okay, so this get care of, put care of, gets of, this and all already predefined functions. Okay, so what's the use of this get care of function means? It is used to get single character from the keyboard. Okay, for example, how you will type? You will type one character by one time. First character you will type first time, second character, each character you will type alternatively, isn't it? So what are the characters you are typing from the keyboard? Each time it will get a input from the keyboard. Get care of. Okay, so what's the use of get care of? It is mainly used to get the input from the keyboard as a single character. That is very, very important. First you will type, for example, you are going to type a word computer. Which one we will type at the first? C. So it will get the input. Okay, C. Second time O. That's the second input. Likewise, each character it will get one by one from the keyboard. Okay. So and similarly, put character is used to display the thing. What are the things you are getting input by using get character? So all the things is displayed using which one? Put character. Understood? Okay. So listen. So now you are going to write a program, studying you are going to write a C++ program to accept a character and display it. Okay. So you are going to write a program to accept a character and display it. Okay. That means you are going to getting a character as a input from the keyboard, and also you are going to display the same character as a output. Okay. Listen. So what's the first step? First step is you should write header file. What's the header file? Hash include iostream. Then what's the second line? stdio dot. Very listen carefully. Okay. Here, why you are including the header file stdio dot? Because you are using some standard input operations, that is get character. See, in the program you are using get character and put character. Okay. So yeah, based on your wish. If you need to use this one, get character of, put character, this kind of things, if you need to use inside the program, you should use which one? That header file. So if you are including this header file means, what's the meaning? Means already all the things are predefined inside this header file. Understood? Okay. So you are including which header file you need to include now? You are going to use get character or put character. So which one you need to include? Hash include that is stdio.h. Understood? Okay. Then what's the third line? Using namespace std. Then you will write main of function. Okay. So inside the main of function, listen, you are going to type a character. Okay. So see out, they are going to display see out, type a character. Okay. So here your user is typing, for example, A, B or C, any letter. Particular user is typing any one character from the keyboard. Okay. So which character is typed by the user? So that character is get as a input. Understood? So which character the user is typing from the keyboard, so that character is getting as a input from the user by using which function? Get character of. Understood? What's the use of get character of? Get character of mainly used to get input from the keyboard, okay, as a single character. So for that you are declaring a variable character. Understood? For that you are declaring a variable character. Okay. So declare a variable character and you are giving or assigning a variable ch. Okay. Why you are declaring character? Because you are going to get the character as a input. Okay. So you are declaring a variable ch of data type char. Understood? Okay. So which function is used? You need to define to get the character from the keyboard? Get character of. Understood? So now you have typed the character from the keyboard. You are also getting input from the keyboard. So now you need to display. You are going to display the particular character to the user. Okay. So again you are writing in the cout the entered characters. Okay. The entered characters. Okay. So again, so you are giving input to the character in which function? Get character of, and you are storing the result in which variable? Ch. Okay. So which function is used to display the particular character? Put character of. Okay. So which function is used to display the particular character? Put character. So put character of which variable you need to call? Ch. Understood? Already you have getting the character from the user by using the variable ch, using the function get character. So then now the result is, so particular user is typing the word that is stored in the variable ch. So same word you need to display to the user. So which variable you need to call? Ch. So which function? Put character of ch. So what output you will get? See, get character of mean So find cout, which line you have typed at the first, type a character. Okay, so now you are typing the character as a t. So what you will get is output now, the entered character. So the particular user is typing the character t. The character t is getting by the function get char of. Okay, next. Okay, so next the entered character is what character you are entering here, that character is entered at the entered character is t. Okay, so that you will get as output. Understood? Okay. So next one is gets of function and puts of function. Okay, so get character, put character, this gets of and puts of has the same meaning only. But what's the difference mean? Get character means it is only used to accept a single character from the keyboard. Okay, only it is used to accept a single character from the keyboard. Okay, but gets of and puts of function is mainly used to read a string from the keyboard. What do you mean by string? What's the difference between character and string? What's the difference between character and string? Character means A, B, C, D. This and all we are called as a character. Okay, but string means, for example, a word computer, that we are calling as a what? String. Understood the difference between character and string? Okay, so what's the use of this gets of function means it will read a string from the input device. Okay, for example, you are giving a word computer, COM. So it will read a string or a character, word or a string from the keyboard or input, and it will store by the particular variable. Okay, so get character and put character mean it will accept only a character or only a alphabet alone, but gets and puts of function is mainly used to accept a string from the input device, and it will display the same thing as a output. Understood? First you are going to enter a word that is stored in a variable, then that variable, the result is stored, and you will there from that variable you are giving to output to that. Okay, listen. So listen the program. So hash include, what's the first line for the what's the first data file you need to use? Hash include iostream. Okay, so what's the second line? Hash include stdio.h. Why? Here you are going to use a functions gets of and puts of. So gets of, puts of, this function will come under which header file? stdio.h. Okay, so what's the third line? Using namespace std. Then last one is a main of function. Okay, so inside that, listen. So here strings means collection of characters. Okay, so before you are going to enter a string, you are going to declare a variable. Understood? Before you are going to display a string, you are going to display a variable. Okay, what's the name of the variable means this one, character str of 50. Okay, so what's the name of the variable means str. So what's the name of the variable here? str. So what's the meaning of this one? 50 means you can able to store 50 words in this character str. Okay, so you can able to store 50 words in the variable str. Understood what do you mean by str? This one, what's the meaning? So you are declaring a variable str of data type which one? Character. Next thing, you are going to store 50 words or 50 letters in the variable str. That's the meaning this one. Okay, so inside the output cout you are giving enter a string. So here you are going to enter a string. So now already what string you are entering, it is stored in the variable str, isn't it? So now you need to call which one? Which variable? str of. Okay, so to get a input as a string, which function you need to use? Gets of. Understood which function you need to use? Gets of. Okay, so gets of, now you are storing the string in the variable str. So gets of str. Understood? Okay. So next already you have entered a string. Now you need to display the entered string. So in cout you are giving you are entered. You entered is what string you are entered as an input, that string you are going to display. Okay. So what's the function you need to display a string? So what's the function you are going to display a string? Puts of. Okay. So puts of str. Understood? To get a string from the input device, gets of str. To display output, which one? Puts of str. Okay, at last line you are giving a return of 0. Understood? Okay. So here you are giving enter a string. So here they have entered a string as a computer science. Okay, see last line you are entered string. So computer science string is getting by the function get str of, and after that entered string is storing in the variable str. Now you are displaying which one? Puts of str. So computer science. Understood? Okay. So next header file is understood about the header file stdio.h. Okay. So what's the use of stdio.h? Standard input. What are the standard input? This are very very important questions. What are standard input and output operations will be there? Get character, put character, then gets off and puts off. Okay. So next header file is ctype.h. So until now we are studying about input output functions. Okay. So now we are going to study about character functions. Okay. So all the character functions will be coming under which variable? ctype.h. Which header file? All the character ctype.h. Okay. So here you are going to perform lot of operations on characters, not numbers. You are going to perform lot of operations on which one? Characters. Okay. So here are lot of character functions are available in C++. Okay. So if you need to include some character function means you should include which one? ctype.h. Understood? Okay. So among that, which is the first header file means is all num. What's the first header file? What's the first function? Is all num. So what's the use of is all num mean? So this function is mainly used to check whether your ended character is alphanumeric or not. What do you mean by alphanumeric? Either it is alphabet or numbers. You are entering some characters, so you are going to check whether ended character is alphabets or not, or numbers. Okay. So if it is alphabet or numbers means you will get an answer as a 1, otherwise you will get as answer as a 0. Okay, so understood. It will mainly used to check whether the given number is alphanumeric, that is alphabets or numbers or not. So if it is an alphabet or number means it will get the output as a 1, otherwise you will get output as 0. Understood? Okay. So what's the general form means? So listen carefully. In is all num of char C. Okay, this is a general format. Okay, that means first you need to give the data type, then function name. What's the function name? Is all num. Then inside you are going to declare. Okay, so let's example they have given. See, int or equal to is all num of 5. So you are declared which variable? 5. Okay, next one. See, is all num of A. So this one is belongs to number. So you will get its answer as a 1. So here it is belongs to a character A. So you will get its answer 1. So alphanumeric means whether it will check whether ended character is alphabets or numbers. So it's a number, it's alphabet, no problem. Same thing, listen. So here char C equal to some symbol, dollar sign they are giving. Okay. Then you are going to check with a variable int n equal to is all num of C. So now this dollar symbol is stored in the variable C. So now I am going to check whether the given ended character is alphanumeric or not. So whether it is alphanumeric? No. Alphanumeric means which one? Either it should be alphabets or numbers. But this is not an alphabet or not a number, but it's a symbol. So you will get output as 0. Understood what's the meaning of alphanumeric? Okay. Next we are going to study one program for alphanumeric. What's the first header file? Hash include IOStream normal. Then okay, next you are going to use function gets off function and puts off function. So if you need to use gets off and puts off means which header file you need to include? stdio.h. Next you are going to check the program to check, write a program to check whether given number is alphabetic or not. Okay, so for that you need to include which header file? Alphanumeric means which header file? ctype.h. Understood? Okay, so next one is using namespace std. Next one is main of function. Okay, so inside you have defined one variable called character ch. What's the name of the variable? Ch. Okay, again you are defining a variable called r. So ch is of data type which one? R. Sorry, ch is of data type what? Character. That's a characters. Then r. So r is of data type which one? Integer. This one of a character and r is of integer number. Next you are in C type a character. So here we are going to type one character. Okay, so listen, next one. So you have typed one character. Next you are going to check whether the character is alphanumeric. So what's the function used to get input from the input device? Get character. So you are calling which function get character and storing the variable, storing the result in variable ch. Next what's the function name to check whether alphanumeric or not? Is all num. So that function is assigned to the variable r. So r equal to is all num of what's the variable name where you have entered the character ch. So is all num of ch. Okay. So now the written value is all number. So what your output you will get? First listen what output you will get. Type a character. So there the user is typing the characters A. So written value is. So it's alphanumeric. Whether the entire character is alphabet. Yeah. Alphabet means you will get as an answer 1. Next listen the particular user is typing a symbol question mark. Whether it is alphabet or number? No. So you will get as answer as 0. Understood? Okay. So today up to this here now. So what are the portions you have studied? What do you mean by functions? What's the types of functions? And header file, iostream, stdio.h and C type. Only one topic. These are all very important things. After completion of this session, please type, study and write all these programs in your computer notebook. Thank you students. Remain you can continue next class. Thank you.